What's going on, y'all? Y'all know how this is. So Sony has dropped a lot of news today, as we know. So I'm going to be making this next video on them. I got probably two more after this because there's a lot to talk about. It says PlayStation 6 is top of Sony's priorities right now, says Sony CEO. So they're hard at work on that and making it a important focus, getting their money hats for it, but they're going to have cross-gen going for it. In this video, Sony reveals, and it's basically made quite clear, and I got some clips for y'all, that their focus, instead of thinking about PC day and date, or even thinking about Xbox ever getting their games, well, we got the new strategy here. It's PlayStation 6 to PlayStation 5 to PlayStation 4 crossplay. Maybe most likely PS6 to PS5, but you get what I mean. They're looking at it that way. And then when that gives them everything that they need as their primary focus, they'll do possibly PC for their single player games. But the day and date would obviously be something like a live service game if they can get one up going after Herald Outreach 2. There's another video separately entire on that. I'm entirely separate on that I'm going to do. So like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into this. Are we ready? So yeah, this is interesting how instead of saying we're fixing PlayStation 5 and getting ready to end the generation strong, you're going to say 6 is their top priority right now because they feel like they beat Microsoft and they can just drift into PS6. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that, obviously, but what I'm saying is I would say that would probably be a better headline. The Sony Interactive Entertainment president has recently stated that PlayStation 6 is one of the top priorities for the platform's future, with PlayStation 5 now close to 5 years old. That's what he said. Players have started wondering about the platform's future with the increase in cloud streaming and gaming. Many players have wondered whether traditional consoles will be sidelined in favor of subscription-based services. Okay. So let's take a look at this real quick. He says, as recently stated, that PS6 is one of the top priorities for the platform's future. With PS5 now close to 5 years old, players have started wondering about the platform's future. I would say they started wondering how they were having a crappy year this year and last year, and you don't have any games and everything's canceled. I'd say make PS5 good before they start thinking about PS6. That'd be more about them just continuing doing what they're doing and knowing that this is the timeline usually where you release the next console. So yeah, this statement right here is no kind of stupid. With the increase in cloud streaming, which we know this is going to happen in general, I expect Microsoft to probably increase that and make it a premium service next gen and probably charge a fee for it. With the increase in cloud streaming and gaming, many players have wondered whether traditional consoles will be sidelined in favor of subscription-based services. Sony believes that cloud streaming has advantages. However, conventional consoles provide more control over network stability and are cost-efficient. I agree with that. Right now, until that cloud service gets so good to where it's like crystal clear and can't even be nudged, then yeah, no thank you. Sony is prioritizing the future of the platform with PS6. So the future of PlayStation is in their consoles. They're saying in PS6 and cross-gen with PS5. We're gonna get to some videos in a second. This is gonna be pretty interesting. So we've seen this right here. Let's get to one video for a second. Actually, we need to do both. Starting right here. Sony's annual business segment. I'm gonna rewind this. Sony's annual business segment meeting for PlayStation was last night. That's how all this came out, by the way, y'all. That's where all this is coming from. Unlike last year's event, however, this one did not take live questions and appeared to be entirely scripted. You're going to see how they're reading a script. I told you somebody's writing that for them, who's controlling things. Here is Herman Host. This is like politics in a way, who appears to keep looking back at a screen when discussing Marathon. And then we have this. So PlayStation 6 will be all about cross-gen, Sony games. Don't believe me? Well, here it is from the top horse's mouths. Let's start here. This
evolved into a multifaceted platform, and we now have a large ecosystem of highly engaged players across both the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4 generations. So naturally, therefore, there's a huge interest in our next generation console strategy.
Did you see what he said? PS4, PS5, and then PlayStation 6. That's the way they're looking at their focus. And then PC when they need it. They're reevaluating what they want on PC and what they don't want on PC. and Xbox is not in the picture. They don't want them to have any of their games. They made that clear. It's pretty interesting.
While we cannot share further details at this stage, the future of the platform is top of mind. We are committed to exploring a new and enhanced way for players to engage with our content and services.
Typically, when
He said content and service. Content services.
we launch a new next generation console,
Live service.
operating income amount and segment margin declines in the year of
PlayStation
launch.
Plus.
Should investors expect the same thing to happen if we launch a next generation console in the future?
So as Nishino-san mentioned, we're still exploring what the future of our platform would look like. So therefore, whilst we cannot provide any further guidance on operating income in future years, I would like to re-emphasize that our financial profile as a business has evolved in line with our strategy. So we've reduced traditional cyclicality, as you describe it, by establishing a large ecosystem of players across both the PS5 and PS4 generations, which provides recurring revenues. So this has driven overall high and stable level of spend on content and services, which, by the way, now constitute over 2/3 of our revenue, providing a consistent, predictable, and profitable base of our revenue.
See, all this is just third-party vampiring and locking away stuff across all PlayStation devices because they have the market lead for third-party focus for other people's games. That's what this battle comes in at. I was telling people, but it's not about their in-house. It's about what they're talking about here. And you see, even just with their base, that's 67% of their revenue. They didn't say profit. They said revenue, though. But even then, still. And none of them mentioned anything about Xbox or PC. They're talking about cross-gen. This is right. And Sony, PS4, PS5, PS6 ecosystem. Revenue on there. This is our biggest growth. This is how we're always successful. We're not changing the way we're doing things. What you see now is the best that you're going to get. And Xbox is not getting our games. It's going to be on PS4, PS5, and PS6, and whatever we allow on PC. We see it right there. That's basically what they're talking about. And the focus and the financial and the revenue is Sony's biggest profit. They're looking at their ecosystems.
PS5 represents our most engaged players with the highest spend per player versus prior generations. But our PS4 players as well are still active and spending as well. So by providing players with increasing options of how to access the platform, we're able to better target the different play patterns and monetization profiles of.
Did you see what she just said? They're talking about monetization and making more profit and revenue. Cross-gen across the players and increasing the price of PlayStation Plus and all that type of stuff as well. She's basically making it quite clear.
Different customer segments. And as we continue to drive a multi-generational ecosystem into the future, we'll provide new ways for players to access the platform and experience our content and services.
She's always talking about platform, content, and services. There was no mention of anything day and date or none of that. This is another example of what I was talking about for the video before, but here are more live spoken on camera right here. So you saw what she just said.
Providing players with increasing options of how to access the platform, we're able to better target the different play patterns and monetization profiles.
Play patterns, monetization, studying you to find out a way how to make more money off of you because they messed up so much too. And this is all about cross-gen PlayStation focus. It's not about other consoles. So it means money hiding and keeping it like this in this ecosystem. And trying to be more like the way Nintendo is too. But they're never going to be, but still. So yeah, they're not changing it. This new leadership and all that, I mean, I don't really see anything better really happening. And I don't think they're going to get any better. I think the PlayStation that you liked before is just done. And this is what you have to deal with now. But they better make it very good if they're going to do this. Otherwise, yeah, so far from what I'm seeing, and they still want to chase the live service goose, it seems like it's just not worth it at all. So down here is a graph. So monthly active users, 124 million between PS4 to PS5. Life to date spend per console. You'll see this right here. And then this is where you see growth, content, services, peripherals, PlayStation Plus, extra premium, all that. People are still paying for those tiers, like they were saying, they're paying more for them now. And they're going to jack up the price until they see people rebel. And this is not really argument, it's just showing you what Sony's looking at in their ecosystem and what they want to focus on. This is basically what they're telling people. So, and they're not going to get rid of PS5 anytime soon, because that's going to be a long cross-gen with PS6. And that'll be closer than what PS4 could do with PS5, just because of the diminishing returns now of technology. So do we want to go over here and take a look at this? Though this could be used for the live service video I want to talk about. But let's just see what he has to say real quick about Marathon.
It's our goal to release a very bold, very innovative and deeply engaging title. It's going to be the first new Bungie title in over a decade. So we're really excited for that release.
You're excited? What? Excited? Do you see how slow these people are? This is what I'm trying to tell you. Or this is just politics. You see what I mean? Or just playing that stupid little game. You know damn well that's not looking good right now compared to Arc Raiders. But this is what I mean.
We're monitoring, we're going through the test cycles, we're monitoring the closed alpha cycle that
all this was going on with Concord too, and they still want to do fair game.
The team has just gone through. We're taking all the lessons learned, we're using the capabilities that we've built in analytics and user testing to understand how audiences are engaging with the title. And some of that feedback, frankly, has been varied, but it's super useful. That's why you do these testing. And the constant testing and the constant revalidation of assumptions that we just talked about, to me, is just so valuable to iterate and to constantly improve the title. So when launch comes, we're going to give the title the optimal chance of success. It's our goal to release a very bold, very innovative and deeply engaging title. It's going to be the first new Bungie title.
He has the right to say innovative when you're still in art and all this nonsense that game has been through already. Marathon we're talking about here. You ain't even shown any improvements and you're coming on saying this. And we know what he picked. He picked Concord along with all those other people. Dude, I can't take this guy serious. Get back to Horizon, please. Because, yeah, no. You see what I'm saying? So they haven't learned their lesson. They're going to keep going. They want to be successful in the live service world. Sony wants those hits. They want to sit there and have their game live on all platforms where they're making that money. They want it. They know if they get their hit, it's going to be nice. But boy, to get that, it takes a lot. And what they're going through, I don't know if it's going to be worth it. We're going to see, though. So there we have it right there, y'all. We have a lot of answers here. There's more answers for y'all. And we get the idea of the mindset, of Herman Host right here that he wants to project. I really don't think these people are really this dumb. I just feel like they're playing house, if you get what I mean. They're not this dumb, I promise you. But sometimes it appears that way, doesn't it? Yeah, but there's just a lot more going on than you would think behind the scenes. Because this right here just doesn't make any sense for them to come in and say that about bold and deeply innovative. Marathon? No, it's not. Please show me that where. Game's in big shit. And it's dug even deeper graves than Concord did before launch, because Concord didn't even do that. People just knew it was trash, though. Though obviously it wouldn't fail like that. But still, though, I don't see this game as something that is going to dominate. You know what I mean? No, I think it needs time and they need to crunch. And they're going to have to suffer for what they did to that artist and all those other people. Make up for it. Double down. Suffer, because you did that to yourself. You know what I mean? Make the game that you're supposed to make that's going to be good. Because this is Sony live service and publishing too. Like, they need to improve on that. It's not easy to be a good publisher. It's tough. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about this, all right? Like, comment, subscribe. You have a great day.